Hi, I'm Joan Newcomb, and today's morning musings is virtual physical. I'm doing a series of daily morning musings, and I'm using posts from my blog, Adventures in Density and Effort, as inspiration. Now, I wrote these a while ago, and the world has completely changed since then. So if I encounter anything that is out of date, I will give you the most recent information. At the end, I will summarize the topic based on what's going on in the world today. Also, I have some special offers, so stay tuned to the very end to see what they are. Virtual physical. Yesterday, I went to see Les Miserables, and on the way, passed a building with virtual physical on it. I mused about its meaning while watching the movie, which combines CGI effects and green screen backgrounds to give the impression that actors were in France 2 centuries ago. The film didn't move me as I hoped it would, but when I went to the restroom, I overheard a woman struggling with her friend or mother who couldn't remember where she'd put her ticket. It turned out to be in her pocket, just under her Kleenex. Exasperated, the woman said, "If this is too hard, you shouldn't go out." And I started crying. How I would love it if my mother could still go to the movies. How I regret not taking her more. It took 3 hours to cajole her to the Most Exotic Marigold Hotel movie, which she ended up loving, but she quickly became unable to leave the house after that. On the way back, we passed the virtual physical building again, and it was definitely a message from the universe. What's happening to all my information about creating my reality? What's happened to knowing that I'm an infinite being, that my mother's an infinite being, that this is just a creation of consciousness for the pure joy of manifesting into density and effort? There's a scene in Les Mis where Jean Valjean pulls Marius through the sewers of Paris in order to save his life. In situations like that, it's kind of hard to remember your infiniteness. The physical feels very real. Bodies are solid and dense. They move slowly through their confines of linear time and measurable space. At the same time, the physical is deliciously complex. We have lots of lenses through which to examine it. We can dissect it with mathematics and physics. If this is your only experience of reality, it's very limited indeed. If you can find your existence within your body, then you only live X number of years. You define yourself by others' descriptions and predictions. Yet these things are always changing. People's life expectancies are extending with each generation. Each new scientific discovery expands our understanding of the world. The world becomes round instead of flat. Blank space becomes filled with stars and other galaxies. We are bigger than all of this. We are consciousness. We can hypothesize things into reality. We are constantly creating, making all of this up. We're always experiencing two things at once: our body's perception of reality, which feels things emotionally and physically, and us as consciousness, which perceives the bigger picture. Consciousness is always peaceful and always amused, always light and always joyous. My mother as consciousness is very creative. When viewed from a bigger perspective, Alzheimer's and cancer are a very complementary way to go. My mother is currently dismantling her physical life, and when that's done, it won't exist, but she will. You may be busy crawling through the sewers, but that experience is temporary. As the sun is always shining, consciousness is always there. I Googled virtual physical and discovered they do CT scans. You can even get a virtual colonoscopy there. What will they think of next? And if you've had an experience like this or have anything you'd like to share, please leave a comment below. I love to read your comments. And this is so interesting because this was about a month before my mother died. It was December 28th, and she became bedridden on December 31st and passed away on January 21st of 2013. So it was a really emotional time, and I had put in 2 solid years of midwifing her back to consciousness. And that was a good reminder that physical reality is a virtual experience, but it's meant to be fully lived and experienced. That's why we manifested from the non-physical into the physical, was to experience the density of it all. But I also believe that when you can remember that you are consciousness, make that shift to experiencing everything as consciousness and acknowledging everyone as consciousness, then reality doesn't feel that dense. It does become a lot easier to navigate. And no matter what crap is going on in your life, you can actually be happy. So if you like these videos, please share them with your family and friends and on your social media. And please click the like button and follow or subscribe. And that way you're telling the algorithm to get this out to as many people as possible and to someone who really needs to see this information. And if you'd like a free sample of one of my consciousness techniques, click on the link below to the skybox technique. It gives you a drone's eye perspective of what's going on in your world today from the perspective of consciousness. And if you want some manifestation techniques, click on the link below to Manifesting Money and Miracles. It's my self-study course where you can learn simple energy techniques that can completely shift your external reality. And if you want a personal session with me, click on the link below to private sessions. I do 30 or 60-minute sessions via Zoom, and I take a look at you as consciousness and everything that's going on in your life today, and then I can answer any questions that you might have, whether it's about your job, about relationships, about what's coming up in your future. I can also talk to your deceased loved ones, and it's all recorded just for you. And if you want to know how to do this for yourself, Manifesting Money and Miracles is a great preparation for my coaching special, where I work with you one-on-one and I give you specifically chosen consciousness techniques so that you can transform your life. You can find out more at my website, joan-newcomb.com, and I'll see you tomorrow in another Morning Musings.